Section 14.7, triple integrals and other coordinates. Let's start with the first example. So they ask you evaluate the triple iterated integral from -1 to 7, from 0 pi over 2, from 0 to 5, r cosine theta, dr d theta, and dz. So let's check this example. So the integral from -1 to 7, from 0 to pi over 2, from 0 to 5, r cosine theta, dr d theta, and dz. So the first thing, we're going to find the integral with respect to the r. That means cosine theta is a constant. So it's going to be r squared over 2, and from 0 to 5. So now plug in the 5, it's going to be 25 over 2 minus 0. So we're going to ignore the 0. And then we have to do the integral with respect to the theta. That means 25 over 2 is going to be the constant. So cosine theta, the integral for cosine theta is going to be sine theta from 0 to pi over 2 dz. Then this is a constant. Plug in pi over 2 sine pi over 2 minus sine 0, which is going to be 1 minus 0. That means it's going to be the integral from -1 to 7, 25 over 2 dz. 25 is a constant, so it's going to be z from -1 to 7, and then it's going to be 25 over 2, 7, be careful here. 7 minus -1 is going to be 7 plus 1, which is 8. Then simplify this one with the 2 is going to be 4. 4 times 25 is going to be 100. So the first one is going to be just 100. You got it right. That's it for this example. Let's go to the second one. Example 2, they're telling you the integral from 0 to pi over 4, from 0 to 7, from 0 to 7 minus r, rz, dz, dr, d theta. So you see it's a triple integral. First of all, is going to be for the z, then for the r, then for the theta. So let's check how we're going to solve this example. So the first thing, we're going to do the integral with respect to the z. That means r is a constant. So r is a constant, is going to be z squared over 2 from 0 to 7 minus r, dr d theta. Plug in, so it's going to be r, z minus r squared over 2 minus 0, 0 squared over 2 is going to be 0. dr d theta. Now I need to simplify this one. FOIL this part, 49 minus 14r plus r squared over 2. Then I'm going to distribute the r. So it's going to be 49r over 2 minus 14 over 2 r squared plus r cubed over 2. Then you can simplify this one. It's going to be 7r squared plus r cubed over 2 dr d theta. Then I'm going to do the integral with respect to the r. So it's going to be 49 r squared over 4, because we have 2 and r squared is, the integral for r is r squared over 2, so 2 times 2 is going to be 4. The same thing here is going to be 7r cubed over 3 plus r to the power 4 over 8, because r squared is going to be, it's r cubed, so it's going to be r4 over 4. r4 over 4, and 2 times 4 is going to be 8, from 0 to 7. Let's plug in the 7. So, because this one is 0, so plug in the 7, it's going to be 49, 7 squared over 4 minus 7, 7 cubed over 3 plus 7 to the power 4 over 8. So we have to simplify this one now. So simplify, this one is going to be 2,401. The same thing here, the same thing here with d theta. Find the common denominator, multiply this one by 6 and this one by 6. So it's going to be 11,406 over 24. Now I need to get the common denominator, so I'm going to multiply this one by 4 and this one by 4. No, by 8. So we can get 24. So here's 24 and here's 19,208. And this one, we're going to multiply this one by 3 and this one by 3. We're going to get 24. Combine everything here is going to be 2,401 over 24. This is a constant. I need to find the integral with respect to the d theta. So it's going to be theta from 0 to pi over 4. Plug in is going to be pi over 4 minus 0. And the result is going to be 2,401 pi over 96. Because 24 times 4 is going to be 96. So we're going to plug in here. Fraction. It's going to be 2,401 over 96. And we're going to put the pi here. That's right. Let's move to example 3. Example 3, we need to find the integral from 0 to pi over 4, from 0 to pi over 4, from 0 to cosine theta, p squared, sine gamma, cosine gamma, and dp, d theta, d gamma. So be careful here because you have different symbols here. And here's dp and d theta and d gamma. So let's check how we're going to solve this one. So number 3 is going to be the integral from 0 to pi over 4, from 0 to pi over 4, from 0 to cosine theta, p squared, sine gamma, cosine gamma, dp, d theta, d gamma. So the first thing we're going to do the integral with respect to the p. That's mean sine gamma and cosine gamma is going to be constant. So here's constant is going to be p cubed over 3, because it's p squared, so p cubed over 3 from 0 to cosine theta. And it's going to be 1 over 3 from 0 to pi over 4. This one also from 0 to pi over 4. Sine gamma, cosine cubed, theta minus 0. D theta, d gamma. Simplify this part. And if you look here after you simplify it, we're going to do the integral with respect to the theta. So everything here is still a constant. So here's the constant. I'm going to take it out. Cosine from 0 to pi over 4, cosine cubed theta, d gamma. This one I'm going to write down as a cosine squared cosine. Now, this part, everything here is a constant, and I'm going to keep it exactly the same. Distribute, this one is going to be 1 minus sine squared theta. Distribute the cosine, so it's going to be the integral from 0 to pi over 4 cosine theta d theta, which is, this is easy to find the integral. Cosine sine squared theta cosine theta d theta. Now I'm going to let u sine theta. du is going to be cosine theta d theta. And everything here is going to be to the d gamma. So the integral for cosine, this one is going to be sine theta, and this one is going to be u squared, and everything here is du. That's what's going to happen next step. So next step here is going to be sine theta from 0 to pi over 4, and the integral to the u squared du. The integral for this part is going to be u cubed over 3 from 0 to pi over 4. And from this part, we're just going to plug in sine pi over 4 minus sine 0. Simplify this part. This one is going to be square root of 2 over 2. After rationalize, minus this one is 0. 1 over 3, which is the constant, 1 over 3. Bring back the u, which is sine theta. So it's going to be sine cube theta from 0 to pi over 4. Here is 1 over 3. Sine cube theta is going to be the same thing, sine theta cubed. Now plug in pi over 4, so it's going to be sine pi over 4 cubed minus sine 0 cubed. And everything here is the same. Then keep going. Sine pi over 3 over 4 is going to be square root of 2 over 4 over 2, and simplify it because we're going to get here is going to be square root of 2, 2 times square root of 2, and here is going to be 2 times 4. Simplify these because 2 cubed is going to be 8. Simplified is going to be square root of 2 divided by 4 minus 0. Then we're going to keep going. Now simplify everything here. This one square root of 2 divided by 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 12. Everything here is a constant. Take it out. So here's everything here. And now we have the integral from sine gamma cosine gamma d gamma. Let t equal sine, by substitution, we're going to let t equal sine gamma, and dt is going to be cosine gamma d gamma. What I'm going to do here now, plug in everything here. So this part is going to be the integral for t dt. This is what's going to happen in the next step. So next step is going to be 1 over 3 pi over square root of 2 divided by 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 12 from 0 to pi over 4 t dt. And then it's going to be t squared over 2. Bring back the t, which is sine squared. And the sine is going to be the same thing. Take the 1 over 2. 1 over 2, I'm going to take it out. So this number is supposed to be 6. Because 1 over 2 divided by times 1 over 3 is going to be 1 over 6. Sine gamma squared from 0 to pi over 4. Plug in. This one is the same. This is squared is the same thing, sine gamma squared. Plug in pi over 4 minus 0. This one is going to be half minus 0. And then we just have numbers. 1 over 6 times 1 over 2 is going to be 1 over 12. Find the common denominator here. So I'm going to multiply this one by 6. I multiply this one by 6. So it's going to be 6 square root of 2 divided by 12 minus square root of 2 divided by 12, which is going to be 5 square root of 2 divided by 12. 12 times 12 is going to be 144. So our final result is going to be 5 square root of 2 divided by 144. Let's check this one. So it's going to be 5 square root of 2, 5 square root of 2 divided by 144. We got it right. Example 4 is going to be, you have to watch the video and check if this one true or false. That's it for this section.